Hello, this is Shiny Creeper and welcome to another video. So today in this video I am going to be reacting on the S9 and actually giving you tips on which phone to buy, because right in front of me I have the Galaxy S7 Edge, I have the Samsung S8 Plus, and I have the iPhone X in front of me. So let's get started on the comparison, and I haven't properly watched the phones commercial yet, so let's get into that. Let's react to this. I searched up Samsung. This is the official introduction of the iPhone, or sorry, even the Samsung S8 Plus. So actually I'm pretty impressed from the beginning. So let's increase this.
This year, over 1 trillion videos and images will be snapped, edited, and shared. So we haven't just updated the camera. We've completely rethought the entire camera experience for how you communicate today. Introducing the Samsung Galaxy S9, the camera.
I'm used to the S8 Plus advertisement.
The Galaxy S9's revolutionary camera introduces dual aperture that adapts just like the human eye.
That's amazing. That's actually amazing and so cool. I think it looks more square. Right? Does it?
And even to super low light.
Does it? I don't know.
Its multi-image processing takes place right on the sensor, which makes the S9 perfect for any lighting conditions.
Kind of a I kind of have, my stuff of the iPhone X on dark
The reimagined camera
places.
radically slows down time.
That's fine. That's also an iPhone X.
Within the moment.
Amazing clip.
Its
That would be a meme.
960 frames per second records 4 times faster.
That's actually really good camera things. And you could do the Instagram thing.
Then share on the spot.
Okay.
All made possible by a new super speed dual pixel sensor.
And so yeah, competition to the A11 chip.
Moments epic.
That is, oh my god, that is amazing.
Keeps your photos sharp, clear, and stable, even when
Big
you're not.
thing upgraded the camera. Sorry.
We've reimagined the camera.
Wait, sorry, the camera over here on the S8 Plus, I have complain over here, that is amazingly fixed. That the camera over here is black. Here it covers it out, it makes like a black bar, which bothers me a lot, so I'm not pretty sure that it's also in the S9. Also on the iPhone X they do that. This is a little bit farther. I don't know why that other one is zoomed. That's something really cool they changed, or I don't know if you can do it from the settings, but if they change it, that's pretty cool. And this is, I think, like the Bixby Vision, but a little faster.
So you can reimagine the world around you.
That's cool.
With quick command, its camera even responds to your voice.
Now C has to get upgraded on the iPhone 11.
Recognition technology works seamlessly within the same app.
That is really impressive. That is so impressive. Why would he call me now? Water resistant is one of the most amazing things you can do for Germany, for example, or any rainy countries.
The camera turns you into an AR emoji. Simply snap a selfie and create an emoji that's actually you.
Kind of like Animojis upgraded to a different version.
Share across all your favorite messaging apps.
Pretty good though, you know, competition for Animojis.
Or record unique movie messages, so you're not the you that everyone else is.
That is
Disney characters will truly stand out. To match the reimagined camera, an uninterrupted canvas for creators delivers a remarkable new phone experience too. The phone is packed with AKG-tuned dual speakers, and with Dolby Atmos, delivers theater-like surround sound that takes you closer to the moon.
That is amazing. So that's a big upgrade to the speakers.
Popular headphone jack means you'll never miss a beat when on the move.
Okay, excusez-moi.
Faster than ever.
Pardon. That is a straight up slap in the face for the iPhone. They literally destroyed the Apple right now. That, whatever they said right there, the headphone jack right there.
While the world's most popular headphone jack means you'll never miss a beat when on the move.
They are literally wrecking the iPhones right now. Where is the iPhone jack, huh? Where? Tim Cook, excuse me. I need the headphone jack back. I'm not complaining that much, but there needs to be a simpler way to plug it in. It annoys me like this. It's really hard. Then when you lose a dongle, it's $10, $11, $13. That's too much for a dongle. And they literally smash that in their faces with the AUX over here, the headphone jack. See, comparison. And it's not that thick of actually. So when you look at them, it's really small, little bit thicker. They could have done something with it, I don't know, but you know, they just slapped Apple in the face. So well done. That's weird.
Faster than ever by tapping on the ergonomically placed fingerprint sensor.
Now they're also ergonomically placed fingerprint sensor, which they replaced this part of the fingerprint sensor, or which is actually a lot better than the fingerprint sensor over here. Which, by the way, I'm doing a flashlight, but the fingerprint sensor here, it was on a fine location. But the fingerprint sensor over here was fine, but my previous phone, Huawei Honor 8, had the fingerprint sensor in the best place, and yeah, intelligent scan. They're competing with the iPhone X's, you know, the most important and famous thing, the Face ID over here. And it just opened for me. Wait, whoa, wait. I nearly cracked the camera there. Another thing, that the camera popping up like this kind of bothers me. I'm scared that it would crack, especially when I change my cover into a thinner one like this. But, you know, let's continue.
Or let the hidden intelligence scan unlock with just a glance.
Good, that's fine. That's from previous
feat of
phones.
engineering has always been taking the time to listen to you.
Yeah, obviously,
That's
yeah,
why
from
our team of engineers,
headphone jack and
inventors,
cameras.
and problem solvers didn't just set out to make our best phone yet.
Yeah.
We set out to reimagine what a phone could be. What we're changing in here will change how you experience everything out there.
I pray.
Samsung Galaxy S9 and
Now,
S9 Plus, the camera, reimagined.
now that slogan, first of all, is a lot better than the S4 or S3 slogan, or S2 or S3, only for humans. That's the worst slogan you'd ever see. And say hello to the future. This one, the camera reimagined, kind of shorter, less stops. So yeah, but overall the phone is actually pretty good quality. Now, considering that many people over here are doing a lot of things about the S9, look at that. Look at that. Everybody is going crazy with the S9. This guy, the legend. This. Under my face cam. Why you should buy the S9? No, sorry, wrong. So, let's talk about the S9. So my astronaut thing is fading off. Hello. It is the fade away song over here from Angami, but it faded away, unfortunately. Anyways, let's talk more electronics and less about nonsense and jibber jabber. So, first of all, I am really impressed with Samsung with the S9 Plus, which I didn't expect anything lower. Not that much anything better, but it's pretty good phone compared to the S8. There aren't many changes. But the biggest change, first of all, is that they slapped the Apple company with the headphone jack commercial. They destroy Apple with the headphone jack. Like, I have to carry, not this pouch sometimes, to carry my jacks and headphones and everything, because the other phone's speaker is broken. Now, the other thing, I don't care about the headphone jack mainly that much, because it's only left in the car. But yeah, they just slapped Apple in the face so hard and bad, it's unreal. Now, the other thing is that the camera is reimagined. It has dual camera, which the Apple did have and the Note 8 did have. So the different thing for the Apple and Note 8, that this one doesn't have dual cameras on the front, while this one does. So yeah, you can see it from this screen protector over there. There are a couple of circles over there, so for scanning your face ID and everything, and for that. Now, the second thing they upgraded is that the place of the fingerprint, which isn't terrible, but you still have to go like this and fly away. So yeah, better place location, I think, over here. I don't know. Now, on the advertisement, it kind of looked more boxier. I'm not sure that I see it wrong or anything, but it looked boxier from the S8 Plus, kind of like the Note 8. Now, The good things about the S8 Plus with the S9, that now the price is going to be pretty much flying around the original S8 Plus's price, which is probably about $3,500 dollars, about nearly 1,000, maybe 900, between $800 and $900, the release price of the S8. But the S8 is now pretty much really cheap. It's $500 nearly about. In some places, in websites, you could find them even cheaper, and they're actually not used. Now, I'm not sure about eBay, but there are pretty good prices in awok.com and some other places. Now, the other thing is that you have seen this, it's all changed and placed, and this is all placed. Now, the other thing is, the camera is tilted, which doesn't look that weird actually. I've seen the A8, it's very nice. The A8 or 8 Plus. So, yeah, that's pretty good. Now, the speakers of this is pretty terrible, if you ask me. If you compare, not terrible, but if you compare to the iPhone X, the speakers are not that used. So, yeah, obviously. Now, I like this phone a lot, though. So, if you go and open this song again. So, if you open the same music again and from the same website with maximum media voice, if you open it from Angami, I cannot find it, sorry, it's deleted over here, but if you open it from anywhere, so if I search up Faded, now over here you can hear the music a little bit. On this phone it's clearer, here it's less clear, but it's pretty good. They're both very good speakers. Now, I hope the speaker of the S9 will be as good as the iPhone X, or even better. Now, I have expected this from Apple, Samsung, to change the place of the fingerprint scanner. Now, they have added something like the Animojis, which the Animojis I don't think became that popular, because the only terrible thing about the Animojis is that if I go over here and open Animojis up there, here. No, this is kind of annoying. If you go up to Animojis and open it from here, you cannot send anything message over here. If you go up here and open Animojis and swipe up, the thing is, if you had this directly from Apple, from WhatsApp, it would have been very good, but you know, unfortunately it's not. But I love the Animojis still, but if they did actually put it on WhatsApp and put it on every app, I love the Animojis still, but if they did actually put it on WhatsApp and put it on every app. Now, what I was saying is the Animojis, if they actually did directly from WhatsApp, that would have been amazing. Now, I hope Samsung has upgraded that and did it on all applications, not only WhatsApp, but on Facebook Messenger and everything, so you could just swipe up like the Apple thing, but from all applications, not only iMessage, because I don't use that. Or I probably think less people use iMessage than WhatsApp, although a lot of people use it. So the second thing about the iPhone X, S8 and S9 is that the camera, as they said, is very imagined. That sounds pretty weird, but yeah, it is. So let's get back to the video clip. So
we haven't just updated the camera.
Yeah, we have seen that.
We've completely rethought the entire camera experience for how you communicate today. Introducing the Samsung Galaxy S9.
Now they say the camera is reimagined, the phone is not reimagined, unfortunately, but the camera is. Now, there were rumors, obviously now there isn't, now everything is released, but this part of the bezel is going to be less, and a little bit of this part, kind of like the iPhone X's bezel. Down here, the bezel over here is pretty perfect. The notch annoys a lot of people, although in some wallpapers like this it gets pretty covered. It doesn't annoy me actually, it's kind of like Apple's flagship design, but the phone's size is, I hope, going to be like this, a little bit bigger maybe. Now, I'm not sure of how the fingerprint sensor is, depends on how people hold it. Now, I hold it like this, so, sorry, like this. So this was kind of fine. Now, if they put it over here, it's going to be kind of like an inconvenience for me, because of the phone's size, and it depends on people's hand sizes. Now, if you get back here,
reimagined. The Galaxy S9's revolutionary camera introduces dual aperture that adapts just like the human eye.
Yeah. That's something cool. I don't think the Apple has that now. Samsung always is good at camera. So for example, let me turn to the iPhone X commercial.
Decade, our intention has been to create an iPhone.
Sad, I watched 1,000 times before I bought this phone.
That disappears into the experience.
Here on Apple, they have more talked about the more bezel design over here, but in Samsung they have talked about the camera a lot, where they don't in the Apple. See over here.
This is iPhone 10. Our new true depth camera system.
If you get back over here,
tiny space, now have
it's only the portrait port and the AR thing.
You can actually define the light in a scene. Based on fundamental photographic principles, portrait lighting produces...
Now, FYI, for your information, that some of these filters still don't work. Sometimes when the phone cannot differ the place of you and the background, but it usually does work for me. So if I show you a picture over here, it's a pretty good picture with amazing blurring. Now the other part of the blurring is that I think Samsung also has it, but the camera reimagined, as they say, on the Samsung commercial is a pretty big thing, and probably the biggest thing by Apple or Samsung even. So yeah, if you are going to buy a phone, now it depends on your what you buy it for. So if you're, for example, a person that takes pictures a lot, like me, if you look at my Instagram account, not my personal Instagram account, which I'll change the name and hopefully also add it over here. So the link will be in the description for my other account, and I hope that I'll send more pictures over there. I'm a professional. I love photographing. I have a lot of photographs. That's my followers fly up, not on this account, on my personal account. So that's one thing. If you're a camera guy person that pictures things around, you could buy the S8 as this one, and the S9, the iPhone X and the S9. Now, I don't suggest you the S7 whatsoever. It's the old design. It has big bezels, as you see over here. So yeah, don't mix your hand with those phones. But if you're buying, if you want a lower price, you could go on the S8, not the S9, not the S9 Plus, or the iPhone X is pretty much really expensive, and still the X is a lot more expensive than the S9. Although the S9's camera is massively improved, so massively, amazingly improved. Now, the camera, again, I might show up a couple of pictures at the end of the video from difference between this and the S7, S8 and iPhone X. But the camera, if you're picturing a lot in low light, so for example, if you live in Dubai, or if you do aeroplane kind of videos and you vlog about where you go and you have night flights a lot, or even you live in Dubai or any city that's really lively at the night, not like New York. So if you live in a place like New York, you don't need this that much. But what's going on? Why did that happen? If you're using a phone for that uses, now if you live in a place like Dubai, you will need this a lot. So I suggest you go ahead for the S9. Now, the price will be flying, so if you want something like the S9, you could go for the Note 8 or the S8 Plus. Suggesting you the Note 8 though. It was the phone I was trying to decide between this. But if you're looking for the camera, go for the S9. Now the other part is that processor that is pretty fast on this one. So if you go back and compare the speed. So this website is pretty cool, Gadgets Now Beta. So go check it out now, gadgetsnow.com. I'll put the link on the description below. Now you could see the iPhone X and the S9, and let's add device and put the S8, and not the S8 Plus, but the S8 over here. Samsung Galaxy. Oh god, they don't put the S8 and they go. You know what? I give up. Samsung S8. You know what? Samsung Galaxy S8. Yeah. So if you look, why is that the S7? If you look at the camera now, and can you add another phone, please? Let's add the Samsung Note 8. Swipe this away. Yeah. Okay, what is going on? No, I said Samsung Galaxy Note 8. So yeah, I hope that opens. Yeah. Now, if you're comparing all the iPhone X, S9, S8, and Note 8, hexacore, octa-core, so they're pretty good processors. The performance is pretty good. Now the display differs. Now again, the S9 isn't as big as the Note 8, but the S9 Plus might be close to Note 8. Now, the other thing is the storage. You'll get it in different storages. That's nothing we need to discuss about. So the battery is a huge thing. Now, the Note 8's battery, the 300 mAh, that is extremely important for you because, for example, you need a phone call, you need a job, you're waiting for a phone call, and then your battery finishes and you go crazy and furious and you cannot find the battery thing and it goes crazy. But the Note 8's camera is pretty good. Sorry, not the camera, the battery. Now, about the S8. Why is this light coming up and down and off and on? Now, from that battery, if you are looking for the battery, go for the Note 8. The iPhone X's battery is pretty low and random. One is 2716, but still there 3000, 3000, and 3300, which the Note 8 for battery, or the S9 Plus. Now the RAM is terrible. I mean, terrible on the S9. On that, I don't think this is the S8, so I'm gonna add the S8. Sorry, Samsung S8 Plus. What is Plus? S8 Edge. What is S8 Edge? Okay, so the milliamp battery power, that is huge. The S8 Plus is huge. But if you're going for the RAM, the speed, the Note 8's RAM is better now. The iPhone X's RAM, when you're using it, it's not going to annoy you or anything. But the Note 8's RAM is a lot better. 3 GB, double the speed, like. But if you're looking at other sensors now, proximity sensor, accelerometer, barometer, compass, gyroscope are sensors for the Apple, and there is no fingerprint scanner. I have no idea why there are two yeses on the Note 8 and S8 Plus. But what is two yeses about? They have the same thing, but they have light sensor for the camera, RGB sensor, barometer, a lot of. Now the light sensor is the big difference with the camera, especially when the camera is reimagined. But the quick charging, there is yes, and yes, fast, and yes, a quack. Now depends on how fast they are, but the speed of Apple normal charging is pretty fine, not huge though, so you might as well go buy a fast charging from Samsung if you're using Apple. But they also support quick charging. The operating system, the new operating system, the Android Oreo, sorry, the S8, S9. Now the S8 has Nougat and Nougat. The Oreo is amazing, I love the name. Now the other thing is the single SIM slot is pretty annoying, especially when it comes to people who have two SIM cards for their work and normal business. So yeah, that's pretty much annoying. People carrying two phones. I've seen people carry 2 or 3 even iPhone 7s for SIM cards, which is ridiculous. But yeah, now launch date, it has already launched, expected to be on March 16 to be launched, so that's pretty good. All of them about have the same SIM card thing. Now the speaker is loud. The speakers of all of them are loud. The iPhone X is pretty loud. I don't know about the S9 Plus. You could go check out the S9 reveal thing video, hands on the hands on the Samsung S9 video, which will come up in the future. Now the Apple's A11 Bionic chip is pretty good. The processor hexa-core and octa-core. Now the iPhones might be a little bit better. The processor, the A11 Bionic chip, but the Exynos 9810 is probably going to be, I hope, even better than the other ones, but it looks pretty much similar. Now I know the new Dragon processor is going to be pretty cool and good, but yeah, we're waiting for that. Now lastly, the RAMs and everything is fine. The thickness is not huge difference, so yeah, we don't need. All of them are water resistance, and yeah, everything is pretty good. Now the camera features are big difference. I told everyone the camera features, so yeah, we don't need to do that. So I hope you found this video pretty helping and helpful. That it's pretty late, oh my god, but if you could check out the S8, I'm suggesting you to buy the S9 frankly, don't buy the iPhone X if you're going to buy a new phone. Go buy the S9. Although if you're looking for S8 versus this, you might buy the iPhone X, or especially the S7. But go for the S9. Don't ever go for this phone. Don't even touch this phone. But yeah, these phones could be amazing. So yeah, I hope you guys and girls enjoyed this video. I'll see you later, and I hope this helped all of you. And go buy the S9, but I'm not forcing anything. If you're looking for the camera, dark cameras, if you go to Dubai, light shows and everything at night, or any city that has night things, Istanbul for example, you go buy the S9. But S8, like for New York and stuff, the Note 8 if they have those stuff. The iPhone X is not that good. Even the Huawei Honor 8 has the same camera for the darkness instead of the iPhone X, so go for them. Now the S9 is an amazing event. I hope I could watch a live stream of it getting launched out, not this part, like in the launch out date. So hope you guys and girls had an amazing day, enjoyed this video, and I will see you later. Good.